Gusto mo bang magkaroon ng financial freedom? Yung tipong pwede mong gawin lahat ng gusto mo na hindi mo pinoproblema ang pera. Kung tutuusin, pwede naman natin gawin ngayon kahit anong gusto natin. Bumili ng bagong cellphone, maglabas ng bagong kotse, bumili ng bahay o kondo, gumimik at magparty linggo-linggo o mag-travel buwan-buwan. Yun nga lang, takot na takot tayo kay Judith. Judith ng credit card, Judith ng housing loan, Judith ng car loan, binabangungot ka gabi-gabi. Di mo malaman paano mo babayaran lahat ng luho na meron ka. Pakiramdam mo, nagtatrabaho ka araw-araw para lang magbayad ng utang. Financial freedom is having enough money without worrying about expenses. Paano ba natin ito gagawin? Gaya na na-discuss ko sa mga previous videos ko, we need to build a solid financial foundation. Meron ka lang lahat nito, may short-term at long-term healthcare ka, sapat ang life insurance protection mo, pabawas ng pabawas ang mga utang mo, may 3 to 6 months emergency fund ka, at palago ng palago ang mga investments mo, kahit anong bagyo, lindol o unos ang dumating sa buhay mo o dumapo sa pamilya mo, nakatayo ka pa din. Pwede kang mayanig, pero hindi ka magigiba. Build it from the ground going up. Habang pinapalaki mo ang iyong investments, make sure na meron ka ding healthcare at life insurance. Para just in case mauna kang tawagin ni St. Luke sa kanyang hospital or ni St. Peter sa langit, protektado ka at iyong pamilya. Huwag kang tumodo sa investments kung wala ka pang healthcare at protection. And of course, very important, never depend on a single source of income. Make sure na pinapalaki mo ang iyong cash flow buwan-buwan so that you can have more money to fund everything. Your healthcare, protection, bayad utang, emergency fund, at para mas malaki ang maibuhos mo sa investments buwan-buwan. Let's define the word investing. Investing is the commitment to use money and expect to make more money to achieve a long-term goal. Let's take note of the keywords. Una, commitment. Kapag nag-invest tayo, it's not one time. Hindi yung nag-invest ka ngayon, then tapos na. Investing must be continuous. Dapat tuloy-tuloy. Expect. You hope na kumita ng mas madaming pera ang inilagay mong kapital. Dahil sa totoo lang, hindi naman talaga natin maaalis ang lahat ng risk sa anumang bagay. Sa buhay man o pati na din sa mundo ng investments. There's no 100% guarantee in any investment or anything in life. Long term. Kung pinaghahandaan mo ang enrollment ng anak mo next year o kasal mo next month, hindi mo kailangan mag-invest sa stocks or mutual funds. Safekeeping lang ng pera ang kailangan mo. Dahil kapag ininvest mo ang pera na yan at nagkataong bagsak o negative ang stocks nang huhugutin mo na, baka hindi matuloy ang kasal o hindi magkasya ang pera mo para sa tuition fee ng iyong anak. When we invest, ibig sabihin ng long term ay minimum 3 to 5 years. For example, retirement mo in 20 years, college education ng anak mo in 12 years, dream home or dream car mo in 10 years, US or Europe trip vacation mo in 7 years. So when we invest, think long term and be patient. So why do we need to invest? There are two main reasons to invest. Una, to beat inflation. Ikalawa, to achieve our financial goals. Inflation is the increase in prices of goods and services. Kung ang inflation ay 5%, ang mga items na 1,000 ngayon, next year ay 1,050 pesos na. 10 years mula ngayon, 1,700 pesos na. 20 years from now, 2,700 pesos na. Kapag hindi ka nag-invest, itinago mo lang ang pera mo sa aparador o kaya pinatulog mo lang ang pera mo sa savings account earning 0.25% per annum, siguradong sigurado ang pagkatalo ng pera mo. Maraming nagsasabi, mas okay ako sa bangko kasi mas safe. Guaranteed ang pera ko dun. Hindi gaya sa stock market na up and down, nakakatakot. Ang hindi mo nakikita ay ang invisible enemy of money, which is inflation. So the goal is mapalago natin ng mas mataas sa inflation rate ang ating pera. Number 2, to achieve our financial goals. Imagine, may-ari ka ng isang kumpanya. Halos wala ka ng pahinga para lang kumita ang iyong negosyo. Tapos, nang bumisita ka sa opisina mo, nakita mo lahat ng empleyado mo tulog. Anong gagawin mo? Kadalasan, ganito ang nangyayari sa atin. Ang sipag-sipag natin sa ating trabaho, career at negosyo, araw-araw tayong pagod, stressed, puyat, at magkanda kuba-kuba sa paghahanap buhay dito sa Pilipinas o sa abroad. Pero ang pera natin, hinahayaan lang nating matulog, hindi natin pinagtatrabaho. Pumutin at lahat ang iyong buhok, sitting pretty pa din ang pera mo. There are 3 financial stages sa buhay natin. Stage 1, man at work. Stage 2, man and money at work. Stage 3, money at work. Kapag nagsisimula pa lang tayo sa trabaho, sa career o sa negosyo, wala pa tayong choice but to work hard for money. Kahit may sakit ka, sawang-sawa at pagod na pagod ka na sa ginagawa mo, you cannot stop working for money because we know the minute we stop working, wala tayong kakainin bukas, next week, next month. During this time, dapat nagsisimula na tayo mag-ipon at mag-invest. With consistent investing for 5 to 10 years, kapag medyo significant na ang investments natin, our money is beginning to help us make more money. Imagine, if at this point may 1 million na tayo, at 10% rate of return, tumutulong ang pera natin magdagdag ng 100,000 a year sa kapital natin. Kapag sobrang laki na ng investments mo, you can completely stop working for money and let money work for you. Pwede mong sabihin sa pera mo, ikaw naman ang magtrabaho para sa akin. Focus na ako sa charity ko, sa mga ministries ko, iikutin ko muna ang mundo. Ang tanong, magkano ba ang pera na kailangan mong mabuo para enough ang passive income mo from investment? The ballpark figure is around 10 to 20 times of your annual income. For example, kumikita ka ng 25,000 a month or 300,000 a year. Tapos, meron ka ng investment ngayon na worth 3 million pesos. At 10% rate of return, ang interest ng 3 million mo taon-taon ay 300,000 a year or 25,000 a month. Ibig sabihin, sa interest pa lang na investments mo, na-replace na or napalitan na ang kinikita mo ngayon. Sapat na sa pangangailangan mo. Kung magtatrabaho ka man, it's because you love your work, not because you need to work. Take note, kung mas malaki ang lifestyle mo o kinikita mo buwan-buwan, di hamak na mas malaki ang kailangan mong halaga to replace your income at magbigay sa iyo ng sapat na passive income. So, saang stage mo gusto? Stage 1, Stage 2, or Stage 3? Saan pinakamasarap ang buhay? Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3? Siyempre, sa Stage 3. Pero, nasaan ka ngayon? Lahat tayo ay nagsisimula sa Stage 1. We need to work hard, we need to work badly for the money, wala pa tayong choice. Ang siguraduhin lang natin, 5 years, 10 years from now, umabante na tayo sa Stage 2 at palapit tayo ng palapit sa Stage 3. There are some basic rules and considerations in investing. Number 1, before investing, you must have a goal or purpose. Imagine, sumakay ka ng taxi, tapos tinanong ka ng driver kung saan ka pupunta. Pwede mo bang sabihin, kahit saan boss? Kung saan ka, dun din ako. Siyempre hindi. Dapat alam natin, para saan ba itong pinaglalagakan ko ng investment? Sa retirement ba? Para ba sa college education ng anak ko? Para ba sa dream house ko? Dream car ko? Dream vacation ko? Dapat meron tayong clear purpose. Hindi yung tipong mag-invest ka sa mutual funds or stock market dahil dun din nag-invest ang best friend mo, ang kapitbahay mo, o dahil ito ang uso ngayon. Number 2, you have to know the target amount. Third, you must have a timeline for your goals. Nasabi mo na ba minsan sa sarili mo, gusto kong yumaman? Napakadaming taong nagsasabi niya. Pero, ano ba ang yaman para sa'yo? Ang 200,000 pesos ba mayaman na para sa'yo? O 1 million okay na sa'yo? Or 10 million ba ang goal mo? Ang susunod na tanong, kailan? Hindi pwedeng lahat next week, next month, or next year. Work with 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years. At napaka-importante, be patient. For example, you want to retire 20 years from now with 10 million pesos. Either 20 years old ka ngayon and you want to be financially secured by age 40, or 40 ka na ngayon and you will retire at age 60. It doesn't matter. Ang importante lang, you start today. Not next week, not next year, but today. Take note lang, ang 10 million, 20 years mula ngayon, ay katumbas lang ng 3 million pesos ngayon, based on inflation rate of 6%. Ang 3 million mo na kumikita ng 10% interest per year will give you 300,000 a year or 25,000 a month. Ibig sabihin, ang 10 million retirement mo in 20 years ay magbibigay lamang sa iyo ng lifestyle level na katumbas ng 25,000 a month ngayon. In the next 20 years, magkano ang kailangan mong isave at invest kada buwan. At 4% compounded growth per year, you need to invest 27,500 pesos a month. At 12% return, kailangan mo lang mag-invest ng 10,000 pesos a month. Pero tingnan mo, kung hindi ka marunong mag-invest at pinatulog mo lang sa 1% ang pera mo, 38,000 a month ang kailangan mong i-invest. The higher the return, the higher the risk. Gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, there's no risk-free life or risk-free investment. Kapag tayo ay nag-i-invest, huwag nating katatakutan ng risk o tumakbo sa risk. Ang paglago ng pera ay laging may kaakibat na peligro. Ang kailangan lang ay i-manage natin ng tama ang risk. Paano? By increasing our financial literacy or financial education. Kapag mangmang tayo sa investment, mas mataas ang risk sa investment. But as we increase our financial IQ, kung mas alam natin at mas naiintindihan natin ang pinapasok natin, mas bumababa ang risk. Hindi ka kinakabahan. Madami tayong mga kababayan na nabibiktima ng mga scam o ng mga pyramiding schemes dahil hindi nila naiintindihan ang konsepto na ito. Pinangakuan lang ng 10% o 40% a month, nag-invest na. Di pa nakontento, ibinenta ang kalabaw, isinanla ang lupa para mas malaki ang mailagay. Dahil binigyan ng post-dated checks na sa una ay na-encash pa, nang hikayat pa ng mga kaibigan at kapitbahay para mag-invest din. At pagkatapos na ilang buwan, tumatalbog na ang cheque, tumakbo na pala ang scam. Kaya si Kawawang Juan, nawala na ng pera, nawala ng kalabaw, nawalan pa ng lupa, at hinahabol pa ng mga kaibigan. So huwag na huwag po tayong magpapasilaw sa mga tumataginting ng mga pangako kung hindi natin naiintindihan ang pinapasok nating investment. Don't invest into something we don't fully understand. So again, huwag nating iwasan ang risk. But we should manage the risk by increasing our financial intelligence or financial literacy. The higher the risk, the higher the return. The lower the risk, the lower the return. Zero risk, zero return. Diversify. In investing, do not put all your eggs in one basket of investment. Dahil kapag nalaglag ang basket, basag lahat ng itlog mo. Parang sa cash flow natin, paulit-ulit kong sinasabi, never ever depend on a single source of income. Build multiple sources of passive income. Huwag na huwag kang babiyahe na wala kang spare tire. Kahit bagong-bago ang sasakyan mo, tandaan mo, isang pako pa lang. Use your spare time to build a spare tire. Mas mabuti na maliban sa iyong trabaho ay may business ka rin binibuild. Pagdating sa investments, hindi ka lang dapat sa stocks nakataya. Diversify. Hindi ka lang dapat sa isang mutual fund naka-invest, diversify. Maliban sa stocks at mutual funds mo, mas maganda kung meron ka ding long-term healthcare. Eventually, kapag madami ka ng liquid assets, you can diversify sa real estate, etc. Later on, you'll have multiple streams of passive income. And remember, time is your greatest ally, your greatest asset in building wealth. Gaano ba ka-importante na magsimula tayo ng maaga? If we invest 33 pesos a day or 1,000 pesos every month at 12% rate of return, kung magsisimula tayo ng 20 years old, by age 60, meron na tayong 11.8 million pesos. Kapag nagsimula tayo ng 30 years old, down to 3.5 million na lang ang accumulated amount by age 60. Kapag nagsimula tayo ng 40, by age 60, 1 million pesos na lang. At kapag 50 na tayo nagsimula, after 10 years, 232,000 pesos na lang. Ang lesson dito, kapag ipinagpapaliban natin ang pag-invest, nawawalan tayo ng pera dahil paikli ng paikli ang oras, the time for our money to grow. Again, time is our greatest asset in building wealth. Kaya, time is gold. Paganda ng paganda ang takbo ng ekonomiya ng Pilipinas. According to Capital Economics Report, last December 2018, the Philippines is seen becoming the 18th largest economy by year 2037. We're predicted to be just behind these 17 countries in less than 20 years. Exciting, di ba? Kasabay ng pag-akyat ng ekonomiya ay ang paglipad din ng investment sa stock market. Kapag tayo nag-invest sa stock market, sumasakay tayo sa paglago ng ekonomiya ng bansa. Pero kapag wala tayong investment, 10 years mula ngayon, anong asahan mo? Ang kinsenas na sweldo pa din. Ano ba ang stock market? Kung gusto mong magmay-ari ng negosyo, pwede ka magsimula ng traditional business o bumili ng shares ng mga kumpanyang listed in the stock market. You buy shares of the publicly enlisted companies in the stock market. Through the stock market, pwede ka maging co-owner at partner sa negosyo ni BPI, PLDT, Meralco, SM, ni Jollibee, ni Ayala, Petron, Globe, at marami pang iba. There are two ways to invest in the stock market. The first way is direct stock investing. The second way is indirect investing through pooled funds or mutual funds. Ito ang performance ng Philippine Stock Exchange Composite Index o PSEI for the past 14 years. The PSEI, formerly called PHYSICS, is composed of the 30 biggest public companies in the Philippines, carefully selected to represent the general movement of the stock market. Ibig sabihin, ito ang benchmark measuring the performance of the Philippine stock market. In 2005, umakyat ng 15%, 2006, 42%, 2007, 21%, then nag-negative 48% noong 2008 because of the world financial crisis. Pero lumipad in 2009 to 63%, then 38%, 4%, 33%, 23%, then negative ulit in 2015, 16, and 18. Despite the up and down of the market, the actual return of the PSEI in 14 years is 270%, or an average of 19% per year. Ano-ano ba ang mga basic requirements kapag tayo ay mag-i-invest sa stock market? Number 1, constant monitoring. Dapat may oras ka para lagi mo nababantayan, especially if you're going to do trading. Number 2, good source of information. Kapag sa dyaryo ka lang dumidepende, malamang huli ka na. Lumipad na ang merkado, di ka pa nakakabili. Third, investment savviness. Dapat may experience, galing at sikmura ka kung kailan ka bibili o magbibenta. Kapag hindi mo masyadong alam kung anong ginagawa mo, andyan yung matatakot ka o minsan magiging greedy. And number 4, bigger amount of money to diversify in different companies. Pwede ka mag-open ng online investment account mo for just 10,000 pesos. But the reality is, kung gusto mong bumili ng magagandang stocks, limited lang ang mabibili ng 10,000 mo. You cannot diversify. For example, ang SM, nag-average ngayon ng 965 pesos per share. The minimum board lot na pwede mong bilhin ay 10 shares. Ibig sabihin, sa SM pa lang, 9,650 pesos na ang ilalabas mo. Sa totoo lang, if you want to be diversified and maximize investing in the stock market, kailangan mo siguro ng 200 to 500,000 pesos. The second way to invest in the stock market is indirect investing via pooled funds, specifically mutual funds. So ano ba ang mutual fund? A mutual fund is an investment company that pools or combines money from different individuals or institutions. Kagaya sa stock market, ang binibili natin ay shares of the mutual fund company. When we buy shares of a mutual fund, we become co-owners or part owners of that mutual fund company. 1,000 pesos ko, 5,000 pesos mo, 1,000 pesos niya, 100 million ng isang kumpanya, in fact, pati ang SSS ay nag-i-invest din sa mutual funds. Ang perang ito ay pinagsasama-sama at ini-invest ng mutual fund company sa iba't ibang uri ng investments or securities, sa stocks o sa bonds or fixed income instruments. Kapag lumago o kumita ang stocks at bonds na pinaglagyan ng mutual fund, lalaki din ang presyo ng mutual fund shares natin. Ano ba ang tawag sa presyo ng mutual fund share? Ang tawag dito ay NAVPS or Net Asset Value per Share or simply NAV. Ang Net Asset Value or NAV is the buying and selling price of a mutual fund in a given day. Pwede nating i-check ang NAV ng lahat ng mutual funds via internet and newspapers. Halimbawa, kapag nag-invest tayo ng 1,000 pesos at 1 peso NAV, ibig sabihin 1,000 shares ang mabibili natin.
I started investing in mutual funds in 2005. Nakabili ako ng 6 pesos per share sa Phil Equity Fund. Today, as of June 2019, ang dating 6 pesos per share is now trading at 39 pesos per share. That's a 551% growth or almost 6 times in 14 years. Wala akong ginawa, hindi ako na-stress.
What I love most about mutual funds is that we have a professional fund manager. That is, may isang full-time investment expert na tumututok sa investments natin. Maliban sa kumain at matulog, trabaho niyang bantayan ang stock market o bond market. So kahit busy tayo sa ating trabaho, careers, sa negosyo, o tayo nasa bakasyon, may peace of mind tayo na di hamak na mas magaling sa atin ang nagbabantay at nagmo-monitor ng investments natin. The strength of a mutual fund management team is good research. They watch all economic, political issues, not only here in the Philippines, but pati na rin kung ano-ano ang nangyayari sa ibang bansa. Sa US, China, sa Europe, they factor everything in because it can affect the performance of our economy as well. Imagine, kung ikaw ang gagawa lahat niyan, malamang hindi ka na makapasok sa trabaho o baka wala ka na rin social life. Sa direct stock market investing, ikaw ang driver. Sa mutual funds, para ka nakasakay sa isang bus papunta sa desired destination mo. Ine-enjoy mo ang daan, ang magandang view, pwede kang maglaro o matulog. At alam mong makakarating ka na mabilis sa pupuntahan mo dahil isang expert, Formula 1 fund driver ang nagmamaneho para sa iyo. Potentially higher returns. Because a mutual fund is pooled and managed as a single investment portfolio, it is able to take advantage of certain economies of scale. Sa stock market, kada bili o benta mo ng shares, may mga fees kang binabayaran. Because mutual funds have billions under management, a mutual fund can negotiate for lower stock brokerage fees or command higher interest rates on fixed income instruments. At dahil diversified din ang portfolio ng isang mutual fund company, it is able to participate in the earnings potential of more financial instruments. Diversification. A mutual fund company invests in 20 to 30 different companies in the stock market. Kung direct stock market ka mag-invest, very limited ang mabibili ng 10,000 mo or even 100,000. Pero sa mutual fund, ang 1,000 or 5,000 mo, automatic, nakakalat sa iba't ibang kumpanya sa stock market. Malugi ang 2, break even ang 5, lumipad ang 10, panalo ka pa rin. Kumbaga sa karera ng kabayo, kapag direct stock investing, ang 10,000 mo ay nakapusta lang sa 1 o 2 kabayo. Pero sa mutual funds, ang 1,000 mo ay nakapusta sa lahat dahil nakaangkas sa 1 billion o 10 billion assets ng mutual fund company ang pera mo. That's taking advantage of the muscle of a mutual fund company. Transparency. As mutual fund investors and shareholders, we are entitled to know and check where the funds are invested. Pwede nating makita ito sa annual financial reports and fund fact sheets. Mutual fund is also a great equalizer. Ang interest na kikitain ng 1,000 natin ay kapareho din ng kikitain ng 5 milyon ng ibang shareholder. Ibig sabihin, kung 20% ang kinita ng mutual fund company this year, lahat tayo pare-parehong 20% din ang tubo. In proportion kung magkano ang ating perang ininvest. Liquidity. You can redeem or sell your shares anytime. The law requires that redemption proceeds must be given within 7 banking days. Pero kadalasan, within 2 to 3 banking days lang, available na ang proceeds. Mutual fund companies have different withholding periods. Ang iba, 3 months, pinakamatagal na ang 6 months. If you redeem or ibinenta mo ang shares mo within the withholding period, may minimal exit fee of about 1%. But beyond the withholding period, wala nang exit fee. It's accessible and affordable. Pwede ka mag-open ng mutual fund account for as low as 1,000 to 5,000 pesos. Then, ang minimum additional investment ay 500 to 1,000 pesos lang. Pwede kang magdagdag anytime, even online. Safety. The government agency that regulates, monitors, and guides all mutual fund companies and all its shareholders is the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. Ano bang ilan sa mga safety measures na impose ng SEC sa mga mutual fund companies? May tinatawag na 10-10-10-25 rule to lower the risk. The SEC requires all mutual fund companies to have 10% available as cash or liquid asset. Para anytime ang investor, ikaw at ako, ay magbenta ng shares, the mutual fund company have available cash to buy back the shares. Except sa mga pautang sa gobyerno or government securities, a mutual fund company cannot invest more than 10% of its assets in one company. Hindi pwedeng sumobra sa 10% ang i-invest sa isang stock para siguradong nakakalat sa maraming kumpanya ang pera at maiwasang mag-connive ang isang kumpanya at ang mutual fund company. Operating cost should not exceed 10% of previous year's net asset. And no mutual fund company can invest more than 25% of its asset in the real estate sector. Mutual funds also have to submit regular reports to the SEC as well as to their shareholders. Para makasigurong there's check and balance, may regular audit din ginagawa sa mga mutual fund companies done by external auditors. Lastly, mutual funds are net of tax. Sa bangko, bibigyan tayo ng 0.25% kada taon, tapos babawasan pa ng 20% withholding tax. This benefit alone makes it more profitable investing in mutual funds compared to other investment instruments. May tatlong klase ng mutual funds. First, bond fund or fixed income fund. 90% ng pera mo ay pinapautang sa gobyerno o sa mga private companies, treasury bills, bonds, corporate papers. The average rate of return of bond funds is 6% per year. If you want stability plus reasonable growth above inflation rate, then bond fund is for you. The second type is stock fund, wherein 70 to 90% ay naka-invest sa stock market. The average rate of return of stock funds is 18% per year. If you are a long-term investor, mas aggressive ka, at gusto mong i-maximize ang paglago ng investment mo, then stock fund is for you. Personally, majority ng investment portfolio ko ay nasa iba't ibang stock funds. Third, balanced fund. Nasa gitna, 50-50. Pwedeng kalahati nasa stocks, 50% nasa bonds. The average rate of return is 12% per year. The higher the risk, the higher the potential return. Compared sa bond fund, relatively higher ang risk sa stock fund over the short term. But over long term, at least 5 years, it gives us a much higher rate of return. Tandaan lang po natin, investing in mutual funds is not covered by PDIC. Returns are not guaranteed. Also, past performance is not a guarantee of future returns. These are the top mutual fund companies na partner ni IMG through Ramver Financials. Soldivo Funds, Atram or ATR Asset Management, PhilEquity, Philam Asset Management, First Metro Asset Management or FAMI, the mutual fund company of the Metrobank Group, and Sun Life Asset Management.
So sino ang pinaka-the best sa kanila? Sa totoo lang, lahat sila magagaling. Walang tulak kabigin. Although pinakamatagal ang winning track record ni PhilEquity, minsan number 1 si Atram, minsan si First Metro.
As of today, hindi pa nangangalahati ang taong 2019, ang Atram Alpha Opportunity Fund ay kumikita na ng more than 14%. Pumapangalawa naman ang Soldivo Strategic Growth Fund na kumikita na ng more than 9%. Kaya mas maganda kung hindi ka lang sa isa naka-invest. Personally, meron ako sa Soldivo, Atram, PhilEquity at Philam Asset Management. To open a mutual fund account, pwede kang pumunta sa offices ng mga mutual fund companies. Meron sa Ortigas, meron din sa Makati. When you invest in mutual funds, may entry fee or sales load na i-charge sa'yo. It ranges between 2% to 3.5%. Ibig sabihin, kada lagay mo, 1,000 man, 10,000 man, 100,000 man, kinakaltasan ng 2% to 3.5% ang investment mo. Kaya for every 100,000 peso placement, ang net investment mo lang ay around 96 to 98,000 pesos. The difference went to the entry fee or sales load.
This is where the IMG membership platform comes in. Not only are we educated with our finances and investing, but we also have access to all these mutual fund companies.
Maliban sa 20 plus membership benefits na may enjoy mo sa IMG, zero load ka din. Ibig sabihin, when you invest in mutual funds, hindi ka matcha-charge ng sales load or entry fee. Makakasave ka ng 2,000 to 3,500 pesos for every 100,000 peso investment. Or as much as 20,000 pesos to 35,000 pesos per 1 million investment versus investing as a non-member. Let me show you a 10-year simulation based on real prices. Let's say bumili ka ng PhilEquity Fund shares on January 5, 2009 at net asset value of 8.2332 pesos per share. If you are a non-IMG member, ang net investment mo sa 100,000 pesos ay 97,000 pesos lang dahil nabawasan ka ng 3% sales loan. 97,000 divided by 8.2332 pesos per share, ang mabibili mong shares ay 11,782 shares. After 10 years, magkano ng value ng investment mo? At 36 pesos per share, your investment is now worth 432,000 pesos. Your actual return is 332% or 33.2% per year. Now, what if IMG member ka? Ang nilagay mo 100,000 pesos ay zero loan, walang bawas. Ang mabibili mong shares ay 12,146 shares. By the end of 2018, your investment is now worth 445,000. That's a difference of 13,369 pesos compared kung nag-invest ka as a non-IMG member. Your actual return is 346% compared to only 332% for a non-IMG member. So sa zero load pa lang, bawi mo na agad ang IMG membership fee mo. And take note, we're only talking about 100,000 pesos invested for just 10 years. Imagine, after 20 years, magkano na kaya ang difference? Ito ang historical NAV ng PhilEquity since it started in 1995. Example ko lagi ang PhilEquity dahil ito ang pinakauna at pinakamatagal ko ng hawak na mutual fund investment. But again, I need to emphasize, past performance is not indicative of future performance. Pwedeng mas mataas ang kikitain natin in the next few years, pwede ding mas mababa, pwede ding pareho lang. From 1 peso per share in 1995, umakyat to 39.6824 as of June 4, 2019. That's equivalent to more than 3,000% actual return in 24.5 years or 142% per year. Ibig sabihin, kung nag-invest ka ng 100,000 pesos noong 1995 through all the ups and downs of the fund, ngayon, may 3.4 million pesos ka na. The only guarantee in the stock market is that it will go up and it will go down. Kung mapapansin nyo, up and down ang movement. 2018 bagsak, 2016 at 2015 negative, lalo na noong 2008 because of the global financial crisis. I've learned in the past 14 years that it's always a good time to invest. Pero kapag negative ang market, invest pa more dahil it's a great opportunity to buy more discounted shares. Imagine, may crash na crash kang bag. Kating-kati ka nang bumili. Pero nag-aalangan kang bumili kasi 5,000 ang presyo. Tapos noong 2008, nagbagsak presyo. Nag-sale ng 40%. Di mo pa ba bibilhin? Again, investing is a commitment. In good times, dapat regular kang nagdadagdag. In bad times, invest pa more. How to open a mutual fund account? Accomplish and submit the following opening documents. Account opening form, suitability questionnaire para malaman kung anong risk profile mo as an investor, investment application form or subscription form, FATCA declaration form or Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act, data privacy consent form, photocopy of 2 valid IDs. Sa account opening lang madaming documents, but once you've opened an account, mabilis na. Pwede din tayo mag-invest through the online platform of Seedbox at www.rampver.com/seedbox. Mapapansin nyo dito na may 2 buttons. First is to get started, and second, sign up as an IMG client. What's the difference? Kung tumiretso ka as a non-IMG member, you are subject to the entry fee or sales load. But as an IMG member, zero load forever ka. I'm encouraging you to enroll as an IMG member para zero load ka din. Plus, you can enjoy 20 plus other amazing benefits. You can watch this video in My Money Doctor's YouTube channel para malaman mo kung ano-ano ang mga benefits na makakatulong magpayaman sa'yo. If you would like to get started with IMG o kung may katanungan kayo, please contact the person who shared to you this video. And I strongly encourage you to attend our financial coaching and orientation class at any IMG Financial Center near you. Kung gusto mo makatanggap ng Yaman Tips linggo-linggo as well as ebook of this IMG Financial Literacy ebook, please sign up in the link in the description section. Libre.
The biggest enemy in building wealth is procrastination.
Many people in their 20s ang magsasabi, saka na ako magsisimula mag-ipon at mag-invest, bata pa naman ako. Mag-enjoy muna ako sa mga travel at gadgets. You only live once, you know. Hindi mo na malayan, next click, 30 ka na. Jaime, gusto ko sana mag-invest. Kaso kakastart ko lang ng pamilya. May baby na kaya doble gastos. Tapos kaka-approve lang ng car loan ko eh. Nagbabalak na din kami bumili ng bahay. Saka na lang ako magsisimula kapag nakaluwag-luwag. Next click, 40 ka na. Jaime, gusto ko talagang mag-invest. Kaso nasa high school na mga bata. Tapos medyo mabigat din ang housing loan. Medyo luma na din ang kotse kaya papalitan na muna namin. Kapag nakaluwag-luwag ako, magsisimula na talaga ako mag-invest. Promise. Next click, 50 ka na. Jaime, makakapagsimula na sana ako. Kaso nasa college na ang mga bata. Alam mo na, magastos talaga. Kapag nakaluwag-luwag, promise, ako pa ang tatawag sa'yo. Next click, 60 ka na. Jaime, graduate na mga bata. Bayad na rin ang housing loan. Magsisimula na sana ako kaso retired na ako. Di ko na kaya.
Tanong, when is the best time to start saving, investing, and to build wealth? The best time to start building wealth was yesterday. Kung nagsimula ka mag-invest 5 years, 10 years ago, malamang mas mayaman ka sana ngayon. Pero kung hindi ka pa nagsisimula, the second best time to start is today. Not next week, not next month, not next year, but today. Magsimula ka ngayon. As in, now na.
Tandaan, YOLO pero yago. You only live once, but you're also getting old.
Do you want to learn more?
Master the 6 steps to financial freedom. Watch this financial coaching video in My Money Doctor's YouTube channel. Matututunan mo dito how to increase your cash flow para mas mabilis mong maitayo ang iyong solid financial foundation. At gaya na sinabi ko kanina, build your foundation from the ground going up. Habang pinapalago mo ang iyong investments, make sure na meron ka ding healthcare at life insurance. Para just in case, mauna kang tawagin ni St. Luke sa kanyang hospital o ni St. Peter sa langit, protektado ka at pamilya mo. Healthcare and life insurance are the two products na napaka-importante na pwede mo lang bilhin kapag hindi mo pa kailangan. Kailan ba natin nare-realize na kailangan pala natin ng healthcare? Kapag nasa hospital na tayo, di ba? Stress na stress ka dahil kulang ang pambayad mo. Kailan ba natatauhan ng isang tao na kailangan pala niya ng life insurance? Kapag nasa boarding gate na siya, papuntang langit. Unfortunately, kahit may pera pa tayong pambili, wala ng healthcare o life insurance company na tatanggap sa atin. So buying healthcare and insurance is a privilege. We can only buy it while we don't need it. When we need it, we can no longer buy it. You can learn about long-term healthcare and the secrets of life insurance in these 2 videos.
I hope you were blessed by this video. Bago tayo maghiwa-hiwalay, please leave a comment below. I-type mo, invest pa more. Please share this video to 3 of your friends in the next 3 minutes kung sa tingin mo malaki may tutulong sa kanila ng video na ito. Once again, I'm Dr. Jaime Lorenzo, your money doctor. I'm proud to be a financial educator of IMG. Have a healthier financial life.